Hey guys, and welcome back to Omnifactory. On to episode number 5 at the moment, and did a little bit of work off camera. Mainly, as I said at the end of last episode, I was getting some stuff ready for some more circuits, which is in here. Got pretty much everything ready, it's just ready to be made, and as you can see I started using the cheaper recipes now that we've got access to the fine wire, but there should be enough for exactly a stack. Yeah, perfect. Don't know why it chucked some into my inventory and some not, but yeah, anyway, so we've got a stack of primitive circuits ready, and that kind of leads us on to what we'll be doing next. So in terms of the quest book, we did quite a little bit of work. I've got some space in here, a few bits processing. I actually upgraded this to a hardened steam dynamo, so we're now producing 60 RF per tick. I also had another couple of fuel catalyzers in there. Was in the quest book. This is what we'll be getting into today. So the blast furnace, got the majority of the stuff ready for that. Just a few little bits extra processing. Fired off some of the easier quests, so LV conveyors, really simple, just a couple of motors and rubber. Let's have a look. So the robot arm, that again relatively simple. Steel rod, which steel is just a raw iron with a coal dust, very simple again. What else was it? Pistons, some tin circuits, so yeah, another simple recipe. We got the gear mold. This is just some more steel, again fairly simple. Steel itself, more materials too, which is uraninite dust and pulsating dust, so you just smelt that down from the ore. We've got about just over a stack of that ready. Got some electrical steel, so electrical steel is steel ingot and silicone, which we got from the electrolyzing of clay dust. We needed that to get the hardened upgrade kit, which as you can see increases it by 50%, which is just some more invar. It's about just over half a stack of invar and a block of electrical steel, so not that expensive. Probably will be doing some work on getting power sorted. Probably do that in between episodes. I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to go with more of these or not. There is the option of using the ranged pump. Is it? Might be at ranged. Yeah, so this is it here. So the ender pump. Relatively simple for what we've got. So it's just a bit of tin. We've got the rubber already. Bit of bronze, which we can easily make in the alloy smelt, so it's tin and copper. Obsidian, which we have got a little bit, and ender pearls, so we now have access to pretty much as much ender pearls as we want now, because we've got the pulsating dust and diamonds in the alloy smelter if needs be. Because you can use that, and the plan would be to then use the magmatic dynamos instead. Red alloy, invar, that's the thruster. I've clicked on the wrong thing. So dark steel, bimetal gears, a little bit complicated I guess, but infinity, iron gears and grains of infinity, which you can just get from using a flint and steel on bedrock, which is not hard at all. Steel nuggets and a flint. So it's a couple of things to work through. I also went out and got these guys, so dark steel boots. A little bit of extra protection, gives you some step assist, so a really nice step assist. It also allows you to, I think it's because I've got jump 3, oh I'm actually out of power so that won't work fully, but you were able to kind of double jump in the air. Nice little benefit. But yeah, let's have a look. Did I do much else? Not really. I've got some phosphorus dust, which is electrolyzed down for phosphate. Nice centrifuge from, yeah, so another simple recipe. In here though, we've got some copper nickel wires being processed through, so that's getting ready for the blast furnace. We've also got some invar in here as well, which we will need, I think it's plates. Keep that on us for now because we don't need it all in plates. Anyway, so actually I need that last part, last little bit of copper nickel wire. While that's running through though, what I will do is make a few little bits here. So first tier 2 circuits, relatively simple, so some wrought iron, red alloy cables and diodes, which is just tin wire, glass panes and gallium, which again that's just a centrifuge of zinc. Should have got plenty of that in here, so I actually made a ton of it that will need to be broken down. So if we have a look into the end game task, we needed essentially a stack of each of the ingots, which we made relatively simple. So we'll go ahead and claim all of the quests, make the centrifuge, which centrifuge itself is another really simple recipe, but it does allow you access to a few different bits. So what are we up to now? We're up to 590 omnipennies, so definitely getting up there. That should be done now. Perfect. We need to make these into 2x wires, and I believe that should be everything needed for the blast furnace, so that's perfect. We're going to need a few of these. Probably go with 12 for now, that'll be fine, because one of the issues that I was kind of running into is we are using a lot of power. We're using a lot more than the 60 RF that we're producing, especially if we're using pretty much everything at once, or as much as we can at once, especially considering I was actually using the macerator to pulverize a few bits down, which is, yeah, it gets really power hungry eventually. But we'll break this down back into gallium, tiny piles, beautiful. Needed, what was it, so go in here, go back to the beginning, tier 2 circuits, it was fine tin wire, that's fine. Did a bit more mining off camera as well, stocked up on resources, should only need one though. Go, break you into there, get the involved plates out, beautiful, perfect, run you two back through, and that'll do for now. In fact, yeah, that'll do for now. We're only going to make a few tier 2 circuits for now. I'm feeling 4, just to kind of get us up and running on tier 2 circuits. They are relatively expensive at the moment, and hopefully we'll be moving into a lot cheaper recipes relatively soon. So I think it went something like this. Is that and that? Gallium, beautiful. And I'm pretty sure that's everything that we need. If we pop some of you in there, some of you in there, I'm pretty sure that's everything that we need for the tier 2 circuit. Is it? It's there. Oh, red alloy. Oh, yeah, we've got red alloy cables. Beautiful. 2, 3, 4. We'll make 4 of those. That's fine, and we'll lock you in. They're not being used, but I've not figured out how you get rid of those, so they can stay in for now. But yeah, beautiful. On to tier 2, I guess. That should hopefully unlock a few bits. So polarizer assembly machine. So yeah, this is the assembly machine. It uses the robot arms, conveyor modules. Again, it's a relatively simple. I say relatively simple. It's just a few circuits here and there, but this should allow you to make some things a lot cheaper. So as I have stated before, if you are able to use an assembly machine to build something, it uses power and potentially a bit of liquid here and there, but we'll get into that when needed. But yeah, that's absolutely fine. Do you want to complete this quest here? So pulsating iron and ender pearls. I guess we don't need the to make the ender pearls, but we'll just do this for now. We'll get this smelting down. get this ready. So alloy furnace, pulsating dust, because this right here will allow us to get into item conduit, so we can actually start moving things around. If you use this in the wire mill with some conduit binder, again, that's what I'm saying. So for the same materials, see, you need 6 conduit binders, 3 wires, you actually get twice as much conduit. So as I say, as and when, you're best off using the assembly machine. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. That's that quest unlocked. Takes us into item conduits, and it'll actually also unlock that, which is why I'm making 64 of them. Might as well do it while we're doing that side. So that's fine. Yeah, I guess let's get into making the stuff for the blast furnace. So the blast furnace itself is a big step in actual progressions, because it'll actually allow us to start making tier 2 machines, because to actually make, so the next stage up is MV machines, so you go from low voltage to medium voltage. To actually get into these, we need aluminium plates and machine casings, which are again more aluminium plates, which is all well and good, but you can get aluminium dust, that's no problem, but you physically have to run it through the blast furnace. You can't smelt it down, so that's why it's a big step, I guess. But we should have, pretty sure, everything that we need to start making the blast furnace. So first stage is to make 16 of these copper nickel coil blocks. As you can see on there, base heating capacity is 1800 Kelvin. That's kind of the limiting factor when it comes to the blast furnace. So you have your energy power, which is done via the energy inputs, which I believe is just one of these with the wires. So you need input, which is this side. Yeah, so these will take low voltage in. You scale that up, so the energy itself determines how fast something will be made. The heat is how it's actually determined whether it can craft it or not. So if we get the blast furnace up, so blast furnace controller, this is what it kind of looks like. So you have a 3x3 with the internal being open, so it works out of 16 of these coil blocks, heat proof casing across the top, and then this bottom bit here is relatively you can move things around to suit yourself, so it doesn't have to go in this order. But as you can see, you need an input hatch, fluid input hatch, output bus, input bus, and a fluid input hatch. Fluid input, fluid input. Okay, we'll deal with that anyway. But yeah, as you can see, that's how it's dealt with. But if we go on the uses, this one here, so as you can see, it needs 5000 Kelvin to run. Clearly the copper nickel coils wouldn't do it, neither will that one, or that one, or that one. But this one will, so you actually technically need to get to HSSG coil blocks to upgrade it. And that's where it kind of gets a little bit interesting. So yeah, you end up going down massive rabbit holes. But our plan is to use 3 energy input hatches to speed that process up. We also need to, if we have a look at the quest, so it says 2, but we'll be using 3 just to kind of increase the speed. We need an input bus, an output bus, fluid output, fluid input. So that should be something along this line. So fluid input, fluid output, item bus, and output bus. Should be everything apart from the actual controller and the heat-proof machine casing, which needs some furnaces. So what I also did, I just thought on, I added a diamond upgrade and a void upgrade to our stone, so we can just sort that out needs be. There we go, 1, 2, 3, that's fine. got the circuits on as. What else did we need? So it was tin cable, and it's just these heat-proof machine casings, which is why we needed the Invar plates. And we actually will need to look this one up. So Invar frame is Invar rods and some more Invar plates. That's absolutely fine. So we'll need to run a few through. How many did we get per recipe? You get 4 per recipe, so that's absolutely fine. We only need 4. So 1, 2, 3. Should have enough plates on us at the moment. That's all smelting through beautifully. And yeah, that will all get run through. So I made a bit extra conductive iron cable, just so that we can attach the energy inputs into it. We'll more than likely move all of this off camera. As I say, I'm going to sort the power out, get a few bits sorted here and there. Need to rearrange our base really. It's getting a little bit not cramped, I guess, just not ideal at the moment though. So Invar frame should have everything we need. That's perfect. And then if we click use on that, it's these here. So what we're missing the hammer, which should be in our bag. Perfect. Use, go across. So what we're needing, we just need to go like that. Need some more plates, so we need to make 4 recipes of this. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 15 more plates. Pop that in there. And was there anything else missing? I don't believe so. But yeah, it's going to be a fairly simple thing to get you started. We should have got a bit... Oh, Enderman somewhere. Right there, might as well. Nope, no ender pearl. Really wish that. In fact, can I use you to muffle that? Add recent. I'm guessing not. That's a bit annoying. Oh well. Okay, that's nearly done now anyway. And one of the other things that we have kind of started progress on is we can see here we're getting through to some A2 stuff, so really beautiful. A2 is probably the single most used mod in Minecraft. It's so nice. So yeah, A2 hopefully shouldn't be too far down the line, I guess. Don't know what happened there, but either way, that's 12 of those. And if we click use on one of those, that should allow us to make that. Perfect. Is that the quest complete? It is. So let's place some of this down. So we've got the, we don't need that one. We need that. Start off, it's a 3x3 of these things up top. Get rid of this. Then come in the copper nickels. So they get placed like that. And let's just break down this a bit so we can get to the back. So I'm going to have the input, energy inputs over here. That should be fine. Then we want the, how do we want this side? So fluid input is going to be used, but not too often. Actually, let's do a little bit of rearranging because this won't work. Let's open up the backspace and this here. So I'm going to make another few of these cables because we will want the output bus right there. In the middle you have an heat-proof machine casing, then we'll have the other energy input here. That's going to work fine. We want the controller. I guess the controller doesn't have to be on the front. Fluid output can go there. That's going to be the least thing that's used. Fluid input is going to be used a little bit. Can we still access that from there or not? That's my question. So fluid and input. Is that a full complete structure? Doing a little bit of live testing. Invalid structure, so no, that doesn't work. I wonder if that was just because she was facing the wrong way though. Yeah, so that's working fine actually there. Temperature 1800 Kelvin. Okay. Because realistically I'm thinking we need access to the output bus, obviously we need access to the input bus. Some recipes do need fluids, but not a lot. So I'm actually going to change this back around. In fact, did that show up as... So yeah, you can't realistically see how it's progressing. That's not really good enough, I guess. We'll swap these two around for now. Fluid input won't be that important moving forward, I guess, so that'll work fine like so. Break through to the back. So we need 1, 2, 3 conductive iron, 4x cables, which I think we only need to make 6. That should work out. Put that through the wire mill, and that'll get all of that up and running. So let's just replace some of the floor again, like so. So we've still got access to the back, that'll work fine for now. Just a bit of a temporary fix, I guess. And yeah, I guess at the moment we should have plenty of power stored up. Let's get a little bit of aluminium in there, so should have enough to at least do 4. So all you do is you pop it in there, up and running, turns green, and that's working fine. It uses a lot of power, so this should be draining relatively quickly. And it'll drain even quicker when we put another some more of the power cables in here. I've not got any rubby on me. We need 12. Change the conductive iron wires to cables 2 times, 4 times. Run back down. This in theory should now go a lot quicker. Or well, not a lot quicker, but relatively quicker, I guess. I'll do like that for now. And yeah, so that's that one. That block there is going to annoy me, so I'm going to change that. Everything else can run how it is, so running perfectly. And yeah, it's draining a lot of power, but we're getting some aluminium from it, so that's absolutely fine there. And that is kind of where it's leading to. So we'll claim that quest, which that leads to MV machine hulls, which we need 9 aluminium. Wonder if we've got enough power to make another 5, because then we can quickly smash that one out as well. Because one of the issues is that if you ever run out of power with a blast furnace, you actually lose the you lose your materials. So how much power did you use? You used 48,000, so what is it, 240,000 EU needed? It's going to be a little bit close. I think we should be fine. Put you in there. So yeah, if it ever comes to a stage that I've as I say, I've used 3 energy inputs to kind of make it a lot quicker. You could have just made this using 1 energy input, but it'd have been essentially 3 times as slow. So I've gone for the kind of, we'll use more power, but we'll get it done quicker. Power hopefully won't become an issue further down the line, so we'll sort that out as and when. But yeah, that does give us access to energetic alloy, because as you can see it's done in here. So energetic blend is just redstone and glowstone. Then you put some gold in the blast furnace, again 1500 Kelvin, that's absolutely fine. Does use 120 EU per tick, so it's using more than what we can handle. That's again something that we'll deal with down the line, but as and when it's needed. So yeah, that's that side all done. We've made possibly one of the biggest steps that we could have made at the moment. Got 7 done, so we actually need to make all of this into plates. So I've just thought on, probably shouldn't have done that, but do you know what, I'm gonna put you in there. Yeah, you can use all of the energy from my scanner, go ahead, absolutely smash through that. There we go. What have we got left? So we're on to our final piece. Should be done any second. Beautiful. Get all of that into there. Pull you back out. And we'll get our first MV machine hull. Which, again, that's another huge step on the kind of tech progression. The getting to the next stage, so we want you in there. Machine casing, got that one there. Got any of the plates spare? We do, and we need some normal copper cable, which is here. Just need two. Remember the recipe right, it went something along that line. So aluminium plate, wrought iron, machine casing, not tin, copper, MV machine hull. Hey, beautiful. So that should have unlocked a few bits. So yeah, as you can see, we've clearly unlocked some mid-game stuff. So rare earths, it's coming from centrifuging a few, I think it's bauxite you get it from as well. Neodymium, redstone, okay. So you can get it from redstone, which is simply just pulverizing some of the redstone ore that we've got. That's a relatively simple one to get through, and might get that completed. Barium, whatever you want to say. Yttrium, that's barite dust. That just, so yeah, so there's ores for barite dust. It's fairly easy. Early games, here we go. Unlocking some A2 stuff, that's what I like to see. Farming, so we'll need large quantity of canola for biodiesel. So yeah, I guess that's kind of saying get some stuff done there. Did go out and kind of smash some of the blazes from the building that's over there, and kind of looted the chest. There was a gold apple in there, bit of diamantine blocks, palace blocks. There was, oh yeah, got some ender pearls, blaze rods, a few of these enders from there as well. So that's that side. What it does mean though is probably going to have to go out and do some meteorite hunting relatively soon. Clearly we're getting into some AE2 stuff. Still don't think it's that close at the moment, but definitely getting this side done here. I guess last part of the episode is I want to actually automate some automate getting clay. The reason that I want to automate clay is it's getting annoying. We've kind of in the middle, there's not a lot of clay about, and it's relatively simple to actually automate. So if we have a look at clay blocks, if I can actually spell, so clay blocks, you can get in a chemical reactor with water and dust, which dust is something that you can get from sand in a macerator. Sand is gravel in a macerator, which is cobble in a macerator, and there is actually cobblestone generators which produce basically 2 cobblestone every second, something along those lines. We'll only realistically need this, which is steel plates, lava bucket, water bucket. I'm probably going to get that done off camera, just get that up and running. Clay is something that we will use a lot further down the line, mainly because it's used in the polymer clay for deep mob learning, which we'll be getting into hopefully relatively soon. But yeah, we've got a decent amount of circuits, tier 2 circuits, so kind of the first thing that I do want to make will be, where is it? None of this. It will be, no, we're fine for that at the moment. Let's just have a look. So yeah, assembling machine. So the low voltage actually needs tier 2 circuits, even though it's the low voltage version. This is just showing you how key of a machine that is technically, so I guess let's get that done now. Should have got one of each of these. So what we're actually missing is just another one, which is 2 motors, 4 motors, so a bit of tin, iron rods, copper. Should have got some copper cables, run that through there. Magnetic iron, iron rods. Can I, what can we actually make? Let's have a look. So yeah, we want to be definitely using the fine cables, so we'll run that through there. What have we got? We've got 3 of these, so we want to make another one and a little bit of extra. I think we only need to make that. Just doing a bit of quick math, I think that's going to be absolutely fine. That should be alright there. So okay, so we need 4 motors. Can we make 1? Oh, missing tin cable. Tin here. Let's make there. Pop you into here. So what, we need 6 total. 1 more run, and then we'll leave the rest in there. We always need tin cable. Some more rubber sheets. Tin, rubber sheets. That's fine. Motor. Should be able to. What am I missing? Oh, missing the rod. Didn't actually get any redstone. Yeah, so yeah, I did make enough. That's fine. There we go. Get the rod. Get the motor back up in there. What's happening here? Thank you. Okay, so that should be fine there. Now, assembly machine, we need 2 more tin cables, of course we do. That's fine there. Just change all of these across. As I say, tin cables, it's early game tech is tin, copper, raw iron, so you kind of get used to what you actually need. Anyway, so conveyor, we need 1 more review. Robotic arm, some steel rods and a piston. So yeah, more raw iron gear. We've got a little bit of steel, which we only need to use 1 of. Bit of raw iron, 3 plates, and a gear, which is 8, which the gear mold is in here. Probably should leave that in the alloy smelter. So yeah, the way this kind of works is you put your gear in, the gear mold and your iron. That'll work through there, that's fine. Basic lathe, running through there. So yeah, your power supply gets absolutely destroyed when you're using multiple machines at once. That's why I'm 100% going to have to work through that off camera, get power sorted. that should be fine there. Get the gear. There we go. Okay, robotic arm, piston. Should have got everything. Beautiful. Robotic arm is now needing another motor. Of course you are. 2 iron. Is there anything running? Yeah, so that's gonna. I'm gonna probably process a lot of aluminium off camera as well. I think there should be a quest for it if I'm right. Yeah, so I'll process at least a stack of aluminium, get some of that mined. Probably going to process a stack of electrical steel as well. Silicon's relatively easy. It's just the line here. So that's how I'll probably get access to the aluminium. I'll automate the clay off camera, get that all sorted. Feeling of just putting it in here for now. Shouldn't have any problems with that at all. But let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Iron rod. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fine there. I've got enough to make the motor. We do. Beautiful. Robotic arm is now needing more tin cable. And I forgot to run that through. Just pop it in there now. Sort some resources wise off camera. Steel rod. Cable, tin, 2, 2, 2. Think this is everything right now. Okay, I've just realised I'm going to need 2 more tin cables. Got the robot arm, 1, tin. I'm also going to put 16 of those guys in there. Get ready for some item conduits. Go tin. That should be the assembly machine. So yeah, two of our tier 2 circuits, but that's absolutely fine. The assembly machine is a key piece in this itself. Pretty much out of space. Output bus is 100% needed. I don't think I've actually used the mixer. We will use the mixer though, that's the issue. It's not that important. It can come off for now. And there we go. Assembly machine. So get some of this down. We should have got some conduit binder, and just to kind of show how it's used, we'll get a few of these in. So pulsating iron wires and you. And if that was just done in normal crafting grid, you get 4. As you can see, though, it's 8 per recipe, so that's absolutely beautiful. Kind of doubling our resources there, especially considering this is a relatively expensive thing. Uranite doesn't come along that easy, but we'll get a stack. And yeah, I think that's where I'm going to call it for this episode. I think we've done a fair bit of decent progression. Get that run through. Take a little bit more than the stack, whatever. There we go. Item transfers all done. So yeah, we've got the pulsating iron. So let's have a look what inventory room we've got. Go and store some of this stuff away. So randoms chest for now. I'll sort it out off camera. That's absolutely fine. Claim that for that reward. We've got the assembly machine. That's beautiful. Early game beginning. Claim those rewards there. Anything else? No, that should be everything. It is. And yeah, so we're up to what we're up to now. 700, just shy of 800 Omni pennies, which is absolutely beautiful. We've got a decent amount of stuff on us, but yeah, off camera what I'll get done is I'll get this quest done, so electrical steel, not hard at all. We're going to leave end steel. We'll get the aluminium quest all fired off. Beryllium, is this something that we've got access to? I mean, sure. we'll get that done. Might as well get that done now. So what was it? It was that. Yeah, get a stack and a half so that I can at least pop one full stack in there. And we'll put one out here. That's fine. Not sure how rare that is, but we'll come across that, I'm sure. So that'll get that quest done. Anything else that we can smash out? Blue steel, what are you? So blast furnace, blue steel dust. Got the temperature. Black steel. I think we've just found a rabbit hole. Okay, I'm guessing red steel will be the same. Cobalt. How do we get cobalt? Is there an ore? Right, okay, cobaltites. Pulverize. Okay, probably get that one done as well. Not that expensive. Rare earth. All we need is to get that. That's relatively easy as well. It's just redstone dust, so that's another one we can fire off. Few relatively simple ones. Might get a few bits done for A2. See what happens there. Still think we're out of the way of this. So block of aluminium, electrum. Not that far out. Actually, we can do it. Relatively expensive at the moment, so I don't think it's actually worth. But we'll get a few bits done here and there. Progress through some of the relatively easier quests. So things like dark steel. That's just steel and obsidian. So I've technically got 8 already, because I found some in one of the chests. So you know what, I'm actually going to go smelt that down in here. I think it's 1 per 1. Takes its time, but we should be fine. So we'll get that quest completed on camera. There we go, that's fine. And again, I'm pretty sure this one itself will have a, you'll need to get a stack of this thing to do it. Yeah, so that's on there as well. We'll get a stack of dark steel, get that all run through. But yeah, I'm going to call it an episode here, and got a decent bit of progression done. Not really done too much, it's just along the lines of this cupronickel blast furnace. Might have a look and see what's happening. So what do we get off of the back of the blast furnace? It's mainly energetic alloy, auxiliary transmission coils, so getting more out of your generators, which is fine. Yeah, pressurized fluid, is that hard? Just some glass, so yeah, that's easy. And yeah, that's where we're going to call it for today. That should get that quest complete. Perfect. So yeah, taking us down this route, so charging quartz, charger, dark steel plates, Certus quartz plates, which is just an ore, so we'll be fine there. I'm going to call it for today, and if you did enjoy, do hit that subscribe button, and if you are going to stay tuned with the series. But get a few bits done off camera, automating clay, a few other little bits, a bit of mining here and there, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks and goodbye.